This is why the leaders don't want to tell you to go to AdWords. They tell you every other thing to do except for go to AdWords. Okay? And that's if they're offering you traditional affiliate links. You're never going to find that they're offering you regular affiliate links with copies of the same page where they say go to AdWords and advertise on AdWords. Right? Now, guys who do have affiliate links where they show dynamic content that can change a whole lot, then they might risk it. Because if there are huge chunks of the page that can change a lot, then it's possible that Google will see that page very often as being different from another page, right? At the time those impressions come up. That's only if the page really changes a lot. And typically that's not how it's going to go. But you're sharing all those impressions with everyone else. How do you break that? Well, you've got a couple of choices. One is to bid higher, right? Therefore, you can be the guy who shows up more because instead of competing with everyone else in your spot, by bidding higher, you get to bid for a new spot that they're not competing for. So while they're all competing for this spot, you're actually competing for this one, right? But the problem is they see the same thing you do and they don't understand what's happening, but they know how to counteract it. All they know is their impressions are going down and the only way to deal with it is raise their bids. So all of a sudden they quit competing for this spot or competing for this one with you. You see? So this is what stinks about that. So the more affiliates dive into your program and leap onto AdWords with the same copy of the same page, the worse it gets. So what do you do next? Well, then the next thing to do is to add more keywords. Right? And so you leap into your Google AdWords campaign and you dig up your ad groups, your AdWords, and you start adding a lot more keywords to the ad group. That's a bad way to go because when you do that, what's going to happen, of course, is you're diluting the concentration of that ad word around a certain keyword. You should have no more than one keyword per ad group. Okay, however many AdWords you have in that ad group are going to get rotated out. Either you're going to have those AdWords optimized, so the one with the highest click-through rate is going to be shown the most, and Google will just kind of tamper with and test the other ones just in case it's off. You know, once in a while, just in case the winds change, and one of your other AdWords would do better. But all things being the same, one of your AdWords is going to be shown the most if you optimize it, you know, for that ad group. But the more keywords you add to one ad group, the more you dilute that ad group. In other words, let's say I start off with this right here. And my ad group is Forex, keywords, Forex trading, Forex account, Forex trading account. You know, and maybe I've got a few other things in here. Maybe Forex market, you know, world's largest Forex market, whatever it is. $25 Forex. And those are my keywords. So far, so good. All those keywords show up literally in my ad word. That's important. And if the destination link has those words in the link, and if the page that people land on use those words too, then that's a really, really good match. But the moment I start adding new words, words that do not appear in here, or do not appear in the link, or do not appear on the page, or any combination thereof, then my click costs are going to go up. Why? Because the ad group is set to show for all those different choices and it's getting more and more and more generic, right? It's including a much larger market, but more and more foggily, less directed, less exacting. For that reason, Google will raise my ad costs the same way as if I had an MLM program maybe, but I wanted to advertise under words that stretch past. Maybe I start off with MLM, then I get to money-making opportunities, then I go to get rich. Well, if I keep just adding more words, in Google's eyes, it's getting less and less refined, right? That people were looking for something else, but I'm trying to thrust my ad upon them. Nothing would stop me from putting Mother's Day flowers for a keyword to get anyone who's looking for Mother's Day flowers and try and turn them onto my program. And that would be yucky for Google because it's trying to show results for Mother's Day flowers, and here's my ad. Now I might say, well, Google can tell the difference. They can tell that this has nothing to do with Mother's Day flowers. Well, the answer is, in real time, remember that no human can make that assumption. They can't tell whether there's a relationship or, well, humans can. They can tell whether there's a relationship or not. Although their software cannot really tell that, the only way it can go is by guesstimating. It can just look at the wording to try to figure it out. Okay, but in cases where you get closer and closer to the mark, it's harder and harder for a robot to tell if there's really a fit. So usually you start off where your click-through costs are going to be real low, but they're going to go up real quick, like overnight, depending on the first few clicks and how people acted and how many impressions there were versus the clicks. If there are a lot of impressions and no clicks, your costs are going up. The way to deal with it is put one keyword inside of each ad group, right? And create a whole new copy of your AdWord in that new ad group. Okay, and that copy, you want to put some coded linking onto the end of your link to include the keyword in there. For instance, let's say Forex, and if I click on this thing, I hate doing that to these guys. Let me not click on it. Let me just let me copy this and assume that that's where it's headed. Okay, I'm just going to go there. All right. Well, there we go. forexmicrolot.com. Now the way I would deal with it is my destination link would look like this. I will put and at the end of it, and I will put something like key or seed or whatever. It could be seed, could be anything really after that and symbol, equals Forex. Now, just by the sheer fact that I added this to the destination link that shows up on that AdWord inside my AdWord, this is literally going to have that. If I hovered over it and looked in the right place, I would see that and see it equals Forex. Then the fact of the matter is that will get charged less than if I did not add it. Okay, well, what if I had a different AdWord? Then I better have the exact same landing link, but it better have that other keyword attached to the end of it. That's how you lower your click costs. That's how you compete better with the other guys who are doing pretty much the same thing as you. That's the first step. Now, we've got a lot more to talk about beyond that. But you might think, wait a minute, I've got like 2,000 keywords. How in the world do I create a separate ad group for each keyword? And the answer is you use software like this one. Okay, if you come to my website, all right, website-marketing-solutions.com, then you scroll down until you hit Mass Google AdWords Creation. And that right there, that's this MGAC, Mass Google AdWords Creation, shows you one of the best tools you can possibly get for developing this sort of thing on your own. And, like you'd imagine, this is something I sell, and that means that I earn from it, and that means that if I offer it, then I offer you a service like setting up your first massive AdWords campaign for you if you buy it through my link. Because if you're going to buy it through my link, I need to offer you more than just the company by itself, or you have no incentive to come to me to buy the link when you could just go straight to the company and get the software yourself. Now, stepping back from all that, this is how you do it. This is how these guys do it. Yeah, the guys who are competing the best on Google AdWords with programs like affiliate programs, right? Probably this very guy has something like 4,000 or 6,000 AdWords, right? And each of them, maybe it's something like 4 AdWords to an ad group. So he's got like 1,000 ad groups. That would mean he has 1,000 keywords, a different keyword assigned to each different ad group. So that stuff's important to understand. Now, beyond that, what can you do to get out of this whole swimming pool mess? Because what if 20 other affiliates figure out what you're doing and they do it the same way? And that's a reality check. You're always all you need is one competitor who knows what he's doing, and you're in a bidding war. And that bidding war will go all the way until you cannot make profit from the sales. Okay? Because both of you are going to inch up, trying to outcompete the other to get your sales until next thing you know, neither of you are making any money. There's no profit left. By the time you pay for all your clicks, you're basically breaking even or worse.